How to start a small business. Starting a small business is without a doubt a large undertaking, but it is fortunately something that can be attained by anybody with a good idea, a strong work ethic, and a good set of resources. Starting a business involves thinking of a business concept, writing a business plan, understanding the financial side, and finally marketing and launching. Setting out the basics. Define your goals. Do you want financial independence, eventually selling your business to the highest bidder? Do you want something small and sustainable, that you love doing and from which you want to derive a steady income? These are the things that are good to know very early on. Choose an idea. It might be a product you've always wanted to make, or a service you feel people need. It might even be something people don't know they need yet, because it hasn't been invented. Create a working name. You could even do this before you have an idea for the business, and if the name is good, you may find it helps you define your business idea. As your plan grows, and things begin to take shape, the perfect name may come to you, but don't let that hinder you in the early phases. Create a name that you can use while you plan and don't hesitate to change it later. Always check to see if the name is being used by somebody else before selecting it. Try to create a name that is simple and memorable. Think of popular brand names like Apple. These names are memorable, simple, and easy to pronounce. Define your team. Will you do this alone, or will you bring in one or two trusted friends to join you? This brings a lot of synergy to the table, as people bounce ideas off each other. Two people together can often create something that is greater than the sum of the two separate parts. Think of some of the biggest success stories in recent times, such as John Lennon and Paul McCartney, Bill Gates and Paul Allen, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, and Larry Page and Sergey Brin. In every case, the partnership brought out the best in both sides of the equation. Think about the areas that you are either weak in, or have little knowledge of. Finding partners compatible with your personality who can fill in your knowledge or skill gaps is an excellent way to ensure your business has the resources you need to succeed. Choose your partners wisely. When choosing the person or people you're going to build the business with, be careful. Even if someone is your best friend, it doesn't mean that you will partner well in a business operation. Start it with a reliable person. Things to consider when choosing your co-leaders and support cast include: does the other person complement your weaknesses? Or do both of you bring only one set of the same skills to the table? If the latter, be wary, as you can have too many people doing the same thing while other things are left unattended. Do you see eye to eye on the big picture? Arguments about the details are a given, and are important for getting things right. But not seeing eye to eye on the big picture, the real purpose of your business, can cause a split that may be irreparable. Be sure your team cares about and buys into the purpose as much as you do. Writing a business plan. Create a business plan. A business plan helps to define what you think you need to launch your business, large or small. It summarizes the sense of your business in a single document. It also creates a map for investors, bankers, and other interested parties to use when determining how they can best help you and to help them decide whether or not your business is viable. Your business plan should consist of the elements outlined in the steps below. Write your business description. Describe your business more specifically, and how it fits into the market in general. If you are a corporation, LLC, or sole proprietorship, state that, and why you chose to go that route. Describe your product, its big features, and why people will want it. Answer the following questions. Write an operational plan. This will describe how you will produce or deliver your product or service and all costs. How will you create your product? Is it a service that you are offering, or if it's more complex, software, a physical product like a toy or a toaster, how will it get built? Define the process, from sourcing raw materials to assembly to completion, packaging, warehousing, and shipping. Will you need additional people? Will there be unions involved? All of these things must be taken into account. Write the marketing plan. Your operational plan describes how you will produce your product, and your marketing plan describes how you will sell your product. When you create your marketing plan, try to answer the question of how you will make your product known to potential customers. Come up with a pricing model. Start by checking out your competitors. Know how much are they selling a similar product for. Can you add something to it, add value, to make yours different and hence make it a more enticing price? Competition isn't just about the goods or services themselves. It is also about your social and environmental credibility. Consumers are increasingly conscious of the need to show that your business is concerned with labor conditions and isn't damaging the environment. Certification endorsements from reputable organizations, such as labels and stars, can reassure customers that your product or service is more aligned with their values than one lacking the certification. Cover the financials. The financial statements translate your marketing and operational plans into numbers, profits and cash flow. They identify how much money you will need and how much you might make. Since this is the most dynamic part of your plan, and perhaps the most important for long-term stability, you should update this monthly for the first year, quarterly for the second year, and then annually after that. Managing your finances. Secure startup costs. Most businesses require capital to start. Money is typically required to purchase supplies and equipment, as well as keep the business operational for the period before your business becomes profitable. The first place to look for financing is yourself. Manage your running costs. Keep a close eye on your running costs and keep them in line with your projections. Whenever you see something spent wastefully, like electricity, phone plans, stationery, packaging, look around and estimate how much you really need, and minimize or remove the cost in every way possible. Think frugally when you start up, including renting items instead of purchasing them and using prepaid plans for services your business needs instead of locking yourself into long-term contracts. Have more than the minimum. You may determine it will take $50,000 to start your business, and that's fine. You get your $50,000. Buy your desks and printers and raw materials, and then the second month arrives, and you're still in production, and the rent is due, and your employees want to be paid, and all the bills hit at once. When this happens, your only likely recourse will be to pack it in. If you can, try to have the reserves for a year of no income. Covering the legal side. Consider finding an attorney or other legal advisor. There will be many hurdles to leap as you go from working stiff to overworked and underpaid small business owner. Some of those hurdles will be composed of stacks of documents with rules and regulations, ranging from building covenants to city ordinances, county permits, state requirements, taxes, fees, contracts, shares, partnerships, and more. Having somebody you can call when the need arises will not only give you peace of mind, it will give you a much-needed resource who can help you plan for success. Get an accountant. You'll want someone who can deftly handle your financials, but even if you feel you can handle your own books, you'll still need someone who understands the tax side of running a business. Taxes with businesses can get complicated, so you'll need, at a minimum, a tax advisor. Again, no matter how much of your finances they're handling, this should be someone trustworthy. Form a business entity. You'll need to decide what type of business entity you want to be, for tax purposes and hopefully to eventually attract investors. You will do this after you've decided whether you will need money from others either in equity or loans and with the advice of your legal and accounting experts. It is one of the last steps taken before you actually spend money or ask someone for money. Most people are familiar with corporations, LLCs, etc. Marketing your business. Get a website. If you're selling online, get your e-commerce in gear and either build a website, or have one built for you. It's your storefront, so anything and everything you can do to make people want to visit, and want to